Okay, dear devotees, so this is the London Zoom, but here we are at Gurudev's Samadhi, and we are here as a poor replacement for Devashish Prabhu. Devashish Prabhu today is feeling very unwell, and just a short while ago he said, please, you stand in for me today. I'm not able to attend. So please give a thought to Devashish Prabhu. May he get well soon. And I sent him a message saying, we need you. Please get in good health for all of the devotees. So thought to Devashish Prabhu first, and then, of course, coming to give Jais. First of all, Jai Srila Bhakti Sundar Govinda Dev Goswami Maharaj ki Jai. Jai Srila Bhakti Rockok Sridhar Dev Goswami Maharaj ki Jai. Jai Srila Prabhupada Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada ki Jai. And Jai Sri Rupa Nuga Guru Bhaga ki Jai. So let us begin, as we often do, with Vandeham Vandeham Om Agyanatimarandasya Namo Mahaviranyaya and Vanchakalpatarubhyascha. So together, and can somebody say you have good audio? Chaitanya Moy, can you give a thumbs up? Yes, okay. I mean, a thumbs up if it's good audio. All right, very good, perfect. So together here, oh, this is come up somewhere. Okay, Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Pada Kamalang Shri Gurun Vaishnavangscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahaganaram Ambitam Tang Sahivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakan Vitanscha Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshuran Militam Jena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Namo Mahavaranyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gora Tvije Namaha Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So we are working with thumbnails on the screen at a bit of a distance. So please excuse if we can't say exactly who is with us, but we're very happy to see many devotees already with us, and I know more will be joining. And here we have a sample of the Vaishnavas, the devotees in Vila Govinda Ashram. There are more around and about. And if Cinmoy Dev, who leans forward a little bit, there's a Cinmoy Dev head also with us. And the devotees are around and about, and we've just finished the Arati, and we've been chanting here at Gurudev's Pushpa Samadhi. Outside, we've been chanting happily some of the tradition. It's gone down the hole. There's some of the traditional songs. Don't worry. Oh, you got it. We keep dropping things down the holes of the Samadhi floor, the Pushpa Samadhi floor here. And actually, there's a new Nat Mandir, I don't know what you say, gazebo coming from India very soon. And we think when we pick up the floorboards here, we'll find every version of the previous iPhones ever made. Because if you drop a phone down there, it's a one-way journey. Anyway, devotees. Anyway, devotees, I'm trying not to drop any phones today. Let us come to the point that Devashish Prabhu has given us, and that is that we are to walk on our heads. This is, I think, the title that he's given us, and I just have to connect a little bit to find now my tablet, which has got all my things on, is sideways, so give me a moment. So the main point about the theme of today is that we are to try to see everything spiritually, and to see everything spiritually instead of in a mundane way. Then we will see that everything is the energy of Krishna. Everything has a soul. All living entities have got a soul inside them, which is a spark of Krishna. But that Krishna is also there with every living entity as the Paramatma. And so divinity is everywhere, but we need to clean our eyes to see that divinity. So in the regular world, from baby onwards, then we are seeing everything in relation to body and physical things. And what's the very first physical thing that we are needing to give attention to? It is food. We see, okay, now I'm born, I need food. And so we are thinking about the body, about food, and thinking for ourselves like that. And as we grow up, then we are seeing everything in relation to liking, disliking, everything in relation to heat and cold, happiness, distress, tasteful, not tasteful. But it's we are seeing the material side of things and judging things with our material senses. And as we grow up, we are also taught about what is good to eat, what is bad to eat. If we are walking here in the countryside of Vila Govinda, but the countryside of London or anywhere, then you will see berries on the trees, especially now it's spring and summer, so there are so many different berries. Some berries we can eat, and some berries will give us a nasty reaction. So as we grow up, our parents tell us, oh, this you can eat, but don't steal it from the neighbors. But if it's in a public place, you can eat these berries. But these other berries that look similar, don't eat, or you'll get stomach trouble, you'll get pain. And with some things that grow, you can even die. And we actually have, I don't know if he's a devotee or a friend of the devotees in Russia, who was like an expert on fungus and mushrooms. And he was very expert, and he showed which ones you can eat, which ones you can't eat. And he actually died by making a mistake one day and eating a mushroom, which was actually deadly, as he found out. So we always need guidance, even for our food that we eat. And then step by step, as we grow up, we're getting guidance about good, better, best in the material world. We go to school, we get so many things to help us in the material world. But if we are fortunate, we'll come in touch with a guru, means a spiritual master, who will start to help us to see with spiritual vision instead of with the mundane vision of what is healthy for our body or unhealthy for our body, how to get a good career, and so many things, temporary things of the world. And if we can come in touch with a spiritual teacher who will teach us spiritual things in reality, then gradually the change will come in the vision of the devotees, of the students. The change will come with their vision gradually. Instead of seeing everything in relation to me and my likes and dislikes, etc., they start to see that everything has got some magical spark behind it. It has life behind it. It has Krishna behind it. And Krishna is the origin of everything. as we are repeatedly hearing from the scriptures and from the saints. So when we start to see that there is Krishna and there is life everywhere, then we will be respectful to everything, to all the trees, all the plants, etc. And we will see that within them there is the Jiva soul the same as us. A tree has a Jiva soul like us. We may well have been trees. We can in the future be trees. It depends on our fortune, actually, and we make our fortune to a certain extent. According to what we do, we will get the body, the reaction for that. Sometimes it's a body to stop us doing more wrong things, and sometimes it's a body where we are getting the bad reaction of bad things we've done and the good reaction of good things we've done. But whether it's a tree, here we've got fish just nearby, here we've got trees, we've got plants, we've got fruit trees, we've got vegetables, we've got in the same small bit of earth, we have beautiful, very beautiful chili plant. Beautiful, maybe not in appearance, but you see the taste of the chili. And beside that, there are beautiful flowers. I mean, different jiva soul is giving a different body. Anyhow, as we come to see that there is life everywhere and that everything should be for the service of the Lord, then the devotees will try to use everything that they come across with, the chilies, the flowers, the fruits on the trees, and everything for the service of the Lord. And this way, what we come in touch with, we are giving a good opportunity to that jiva soul to come forwards. And ourselves, we are engaging that jiva soul in the service of the Lord. And we are then also automatically coming forward because we are doing service to the Lord, practicing to do service to the Lord. So in general, then we will have respect for everything. And we have one also expert devotee brought up in the countryside who said every tree and plant has some medical purpose. So, and they telling, oh, this plant, this leaf, this way. And they brought up in the countryside with the parents and in that association who were very keen about nature. And so they also see the magic beyond what we see, that, oh, something looks very beautiful. So different levels of vision within the material world of medicine, etc. But all of these, they've got the living entity behind, and side by side, they've got the Paramatma. And so, in general, what did Mahaprabhu give us advice for how to chant the name of the Lord, how to behave in the world? With humility, with tolerance, and giving honor to everyone, and not just to everyone in our family or our village or whatever it may be, or the humans only, but to give honor to all life. So in this way, with our respect to everything, we will behave gently with the environment. So giving respect is the idea of the head. When we put the head to the ground, when we are giving obeisances, we are giving respect. And so this expression to learning to walk, sometimes we say here with our heads, and sometimes learning to walk on our head. And I do have a quote or two, but it'll take me just a second to find them. But when we are in the holy Dham, and this is one of the places where we know that Srila Guru Maharaj and Srila Gurudev have given us this guidance, when we are going to go to a holy place in particular Navadip, Vrindavan, and Puri, the three principal places of the Gaudiya Vaishnavas pilgrimages, like 3 rooms of the same house, and every room in a house is a bit different. So there is some difference, but the same house. So when devotees will go on pilgrimage, Gurudev is always giving a caution of what you are doing. It's not going just to sightsee and take photographs and say, I've been there, I've been there. But it's a opportunity to go to give honor and respect to the various places of Krishna's pastimes, of Mahaprabhu's pastimes, of the devotees' pastimes. And we give honor in various ways, by obeisances and by circumambulation. And even here we are circumambulating, as is traditional, circumambulating the temple, here the Pushpa Samadhi. We are circumambulating Tulasi. And this is given as a way of giving honor. And if you think, if you sit in a chair and somebody circumambulates you and sings your glories, you'll feel a little bit, oh, they're circumambulating me and singing my glories. So anyway, we are the giver of that circumambulation and singing the glories. And it is a sweet traditional thing which is given in the scripture about how to give honor to honorable places, honorable persons, honorable plants, Saraswati Devi, etc., and the honorable Dharma. So when we go on pilgrimage in India to the holy, well, we shouldn't even say India. When we go on pilgrimage, Govardhan, Vrindavan, and Puri in particular, we are doing traditionally parikrama of those places. And when we are doing parikrama, it is not just walking in the heat and doing some austerity and penances. The idea of parikrama is that we are giving honor to the unlimited devotional pastimes, the Leela of the Lord that has taken place within that holy Dham. And when we read Srimad Bhagavatam about Vrindavan, we can read so many pastimes that took place within Vrindavan in all kinds of categories and all kinds of rasas. So all the rasas are present there in Vrindavan. And when we go in Vrindavan and Govardhan and Mathura Mandal, which is the greater area of Vrindavan, which contains Vrindavan, when we go there, then we are shown places that, oh, this is where such and such pastime took place. This is where Krishna, where Mother Jashoda tied Krishna to the mortar. This is where Krishna appeared. This is where Krishna was taken with Akrura, and Akrura looking in the water saw Krishna. Many, many pastimes we hear, and we're taken to this place, that place. But these are just a tiny amount of what took place in Vrindavan. And so when we do parikrama of the whole area, it is encompassing all of these holy places that we can't possibly give obeisances to every single tree and corner throughout the whole of the Mathura Mandal. But by following this honor of parikrama, then we're giving obeisances to the known and unlimitedly unknown places of the Lord's pastimes and the devotees' pastimes. And when we go to Govardhan, it is common to see, especially in Kartik, it's common to see people giving Dandavat Parikrama, doing Dandavat Parikrama. And most of you know what that means. Put this on here for safety so I don't drop it again through the floorboards. So Dandavat Parikrama is, for the men, you know, the tradition, you give full obeisances to lie flat and give full obeisances. It's full surrender, for surrender and serve, not just surrender and lie down, to use Gurudev's quote. But we see devotees, people doing Dandavat Parikrama around Govardhan Hill. It's kind of a tradition. Well, it is a tradition, the people do that. But when we look and we see, I mean, the mind, because we have a mind, we can wonder, what are they thinking? What are they doing? And especially if they're collecting money at the same time. Is this pure obeisances, parikrama, or is there a motive behind it? But we should try, especially in the Dham, not to think what others are thinking, but we can see the principle of what they're doing, and we can say, we know what they should be thinking, and we should try and avoid going in the direction of thinking, oh, are they thinking that? And then like seeing a fault in what they're doing. So what they should be thinking, we can understand. When you give full obeisances, it's not a physical activity. Okay, it's expressed with the body, but it's surrender and honor. And so by going around the hill in the pure sense of Dandavat Pranam, Parikrama, then you're giving full obeisances to everything within that mandal, that circle. And then again, full obeisances, full obeisances, full obeisances. And it's a wonderful thought and devotional mood to do such a thing in this way. But most of us don't have 3 months or however long it takes to do the Dandavat Parikrama. And anyhow, we will follow the kind of Parikrama style that Guru Maharaj and Gurudev have given to us. So we are, as you may have noticed, humans walking on 2 feet upright. And so we have to touch the ground with our feet. But in India, as well, in India, we're saying again India, but traditionally, it's considered as disrespect to kick things, to touch things with one's feet. It's considered really as great disrespect. And so in India, they're basically covering their feet, and if they do accidentally touch somebody with their feet, excuse me, accident. But we are walking, so our feet are on the ground. But when we see the mood of parikrama, we should try to be walking with each step with our head on the ground. But again, this is a conscious thing, and it's not that we are to start to now, oh, I'm going to go to India and do parikrama, I'm going to practice walking on my head, like upside down and jump along on our head or something. And we know some people can walk on their head pretty much, but this is a physical thing and, beautiful idea. But the idea of that parikram, that, okay, we are walking, but we want to give this respect, that we will keep the dharm on our head, we're giving honor with each step as we go around Govardhan Hill, in the case that we are citing here. So this idea of walking with our head, walking on our head, this idea of honor and respect in the holy dham for the parikrama. But everywhere we should try to see with the transcendental vision, and not with the vision of things being material and I can kick this and do that, whatever I like in the world. But this principle of giving honor everywhere leads us to see that there is life everywhere, and we will give honor to all things. So we must try to walk wherever we are with respect to the environment, to walk with our heads. And we do have some quotes, and I would like, perhaps it's the last of those that I put on the web for the translators who are translating. It starts with, yes, Chakodana Diloye. So I'll make I'll read, it's a short reading, but I'll read from here. It's quoting Srila Gurudev, Srila Bhakti Sundar Govinda Dev Goswami Maharaj, who's so affectionately bringing us Guru Maharaj, bringing us Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, and showing us in a very practical way for us how to apply spiritual life, how to be nourished, how to proceed, how to view things, how to walk with our heads, walk on our heads. So it is in this beautiful book called, which is The Revealed Truth. And I just need to, yes. So first of all, Srila Gurudev is quoting Chakudana Diloye Janme Janme Prabhu se Dibya Jnana Hride Prakashito. And we sing this every day. We sang this today also, just here. Yes, we sang today also. And Srila Gurudev is then saying, he's not giving a direct translation, but he's saying, proper transcendental vision comes to us through Gurudev. Everything in this world is mundane, but the transcendental plane can be revealed anywhere and everywhere within this material world. That is what makes the transcendental plane transcendent. For example, when a flower falls from a tree, we do not care so much for that flower. It may have fallen on the road and we may smash it as we walk by without caring. But when a flower is offered to the lotus feet of the deity, or offered to a respectable Vaishnava or Gurudev, then we no longer ignore or disrespect that flower. We take it on our head and give it proper honor. Why? Not because we see anything different about the flower, but because our knowledge tells us that it has been offered to the Lord. And whenever anything is offered to the Lord, it takes on a transcendental form. This is transcendental vision. And Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur said, Jai Dina Grihe Bhajana Deki Grihe Te Goloka Bahaya. Quote, when I see my whole family satisfying the Lord through their activities, when I see their practices like chanting the holy name, worshipping the deity and offering foods to the deity, when I see all of the activity of my family, in my family is God-centric, then I feel my family is not mundane and does not live in a mundane environment. It actually has a transcendental form. And then just briefly, this sort of transcendental knowledge comes to us through Gurudev. And if we carefully try to observe the environment with that knowledge, then we will be able to see everything transcendentally. If we are a proper practitioner, then transcendental feelings must come into our heart. When transcendental knowledge reveals itself in our heart, our vision of the environment automatically changes. And we see that what appears to be mundane can actually expand into something spiritual. Our children become spiritual children, and the flowers in our garden become spiritual flowers. Everything and everyone we see becomes transcendental when we see them related with the Lord. Through transcendental vision, we will see that Krishna lives in the heart of everyone. We will see that he lives not only within the hearts of humans, but within the hearts of all species, all 8,400,000 species in this world. Through our transcendental knowledge, our vision changes. Hare Krishna. And Devashish, who's not with us today, I think he'll be watching the recorded version. Devashish will get well soon. We're all sending our wishes for your return to good health. Yes, I see from here, Hari Gopal, I saw him sending his wishes by hand. It's very animated. Very animated too. Now I'm lost on the keyboard. Can you click the mouse to make it big or not? Without, okay, perfect. Sorry. We have a mouse, but it's difficult to see what's happening. Okay, so anyway, Devashish was not with us, but I think he would choose this, he would have chosen this next quotation, and he may have selected a longer quote, but I've selected a shorter quotation. of Srila Guru Maharaj from the Loving Search for the Lost, the book, Loving Search for the Lost Servant. So I'll just read this quotation and maybe say one or two more words, but then we want the London devotees to chip in and say a few words. And I can't see from here if Saraswati Devi is with us.
Yeah.
Saraswati is with us. Okay. Saraswati Devi, I appreciate your feedback this afternoon. You did definitely get a positive smile out of me about your feedback about pilgrimage, etc. I'll keep it a secret, don't worry. All right. And we were saying the other day, while walking, we were mentioning how Krishna says, I am the silence of the secrets. I am the silence of secrets. So we'll remember Krishna and keep the secret. Okay. Okay. Srila Guru Maharaj, Srila Sridhar Maharaj, Bhakti Rock of Sridhar Dev Goswami Maharaj in the Loving Search. So if we can accept the current of surrender, if we can die as we are and surrender our innermost self at his disposal, his will can easily carry us to the spiritual platform. Our soul will become a blade of grass in that current, and so be carried up into the center of the infinite. It is not that we can enter there and walk proudly as we do here in this gross material world. Okay, I'll repeat that just in case you missed it. But the church is making a lot of sound. But Gurudev liked this church sound, this church bell. So it is not that we can enter there and walk proudly as we do here in this gross material world. Here we walk on our feet, but there we shall walk with our heads. Only by the Lord's grace upon our heads can we attract that plane to take us up. Everything there is qualitatively higher than our own existence. The substance of that divine realm, the atmosphere, the air, the ether, everything there is higher than any value we might have. Only those with a sincere spirit of service may be allowed to enter there. And there they will be taken to the highest position of divine love by the residents of that plane, who are venerable, generous, affectionate, and filled with good wishes. We have our prospect, the chance to go there, but always as a matter of grace and never as a matter of right. We must accept this creed from the beginning. Still, the atmosphere there is so happy and loving that no one there feels any distinction between slave and master. A slave there has no sense of being a slave. And everywhere we are told that only by devotional service, giving ourselves, being a slave, this mood, all rights reserved by the Lord, but only by devotion can we enter into the higher plane of Vaikuntha, what to speak of Goloka Vrindavan. So I guess that this would be Devashish Prabhu's selection for the day. I'll find out later and see if I won a cookie or not. Hare Krishna. And just a little bit more, because we can't resist saying a little bit more. This is from Revealed Truth. It's a very short excerpt. And the point is, when we see everything is senior to us, that we are the culprit. And as Guru Maharaj says about the trees and plants, they are not doing anything wrong. They're undergoing their previous karma, and they're giving their medicine, they're giving their fruits, they're giving shade, but their free will is very limited, so they're not doing wrong. But we as humans, we've been given much free will in order that we can learn to be a devotee and come home. But when we misuse that free will for exploitation for ourselves, then we are doing wrong. So we are worse than the regular nature around us. That is on the way up. And without proper guidance and following that guidance, then we are preparing ourselves to go down. So this way, we are more of a culprit than the nature, and we must give respect everywhere. So just very quickly, Srila Gurudev, he's quoting Srila Guru Maharaj and saying, so this is from Revealed Truth also. Srila Guru Maharaj taught us that everything is made of Chaitanya, consciousness. So everything has a transcendental form. Then Om Agyana Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshur Anmilitam Jena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Quote, Gurudev opens our transcendental eyes and gives us transcendental knowledge, transcendental vision. And through that, we can see the transcendental form of the environment. This is Gurudev explaining the verse. And then Gurudev saying, it is necessary to leave the illusory environment and live in the transcendental environment. It is necessary to leave the illusory environment and live in the transcendental environment. When we are connected with transcendental knowledge by the grace of Gurudev, then gradually the transcendental plane reveals itself to us, and we feel everything to be transcendental. Everything around us in this mundane world is material, but everything material is also an expression of the spiritual plane. Movement is a property of consciousness. Both matter and spirit are always in front of us, and we need to avoid material feeling and cultivate spiritual feeling. That is called Paramahansa Dharma. And all of us here know this quote because it was in this morning's reading of Revealed Truth. And it so often comes up that something relevant, like today, the topic given by Devashish Prabhu, then exactly this theme coming in front of us. It so often comes up like this. So we read this morning, and I could keep on reading because I can. No, I could keep on reading, but I won't because we want to be a little interactive. It is the Zoom. We've got lots of devotees here, and as I said, more outside the camera view and more doing seva here. We have quite a lot of devotees here. And maybe can Cinmoy Dev, can you put it please on the other gallery view? Okay. And there'll be another page as well. But in the London temple, yes, I see at least 4 devotees there in the London temple, the West London temple. But you're all very small. Saraswati Devi, please turn on your microphone and please speak to us all. And we've got you here on the $8 loudspeaker. Yes, very loud, very good.
Can you hear me?
Loud and clear, all the way from London, yes.
Dandavad, I can see you got so many devotees there. Sarah is there. Our connection is a bit unstable.
You're in London. Yes, we can hear you perfectly and see you perfectly. Don't worry. Just keep on Keep on chatting away.
Well, the devotees just came back now from Glastonbury, so I missed part of what you were speaking before, so I don't know. I found a little quote from Guru Maharaj about the topic. I don't know if that is the right one, but I can read that one.
Yes, please do, Saraswati. Yes.
Jai Goranga Prabhu just got back, and Gadadhar Pandit, Ritu Raj, they just getting, freshen up, and Gautam Sundar Prabhu. Both of them came back. Lavanya will be coming in a little while. Anyway, we are here. We had just a few of us here. Everyone was away. So I found a quote. Maybe you have read it while I was away looking after them. It's from Heart and Hello. Did you read a quote from Heart and Hello?
No, we didn't. We are waiting for you to read this quote.
Okay.
Happy.
So, this is by Srila Bhakti Sri Deva Goswami Maharaj in the chapter Delusion, Divinity, and the Real Devotee. So, it says here, we have to walk there on our head, not on our feet. All are gurus. The soil is guru, the entire paraphernalia is guru, superior. I am made of a lower stuff, and that plane is of higher substance. So it is impossible to enter there at my sweet will. To approach that direction as far as mukti, liberation, may be easy, but thereafter we can only be drawn by their grace. It is not a matter of right that anyone can enter that realm. It is only the wholesale 10% grace of a child of that soil which can take us there. Just as in court there is a guarantor, someone who stands as a guarantee for the subject, so some agent of that soil must take responsibility for me, and at his risk, I can go. Vaishnava and Guru, children of that soil, they will take the risk and bring me there. So without their grace, Vaishnava Kripa, Guru Kripa, Bhagavad Kripa, we cannot enter them. So that's from Srila Guru Maharaj. I was thinking that obviously without Gurudev's grace and guidance, we cannot really approach that aspiration, right? It's an aspiration, the divine plane. And we need to work on our practice and work on our purification and trying to remove all these layers and layers of false ego that we have within ourselves, and like part of the false ego, arrogance, false pride, and anger, and greed, and selfishness, and all these things that are not favorable for our practice. And we need to try to work on eliminating this. And there is a process by the Lord Mahaprabhu, who has given us the process of purifying ourselves with the holy name and the practices of, Shravan and Kirtan, Smaran, and all that. And so we are trying to do that through that process, and it is not easy, obviously, but it is like Guru Maharaj says, a sweet struggle, which has something positive for our spiritual life. Something really to look forward. And Gurudev is there behind us and guiding us, and without his guidance, we can't really do any service. So we have to have it has to be, our service has to be authorized by our Gurudev and the Vaishnavas. So to be a service, not just out of our own independence, we can just go on. We have to have some guidance of our senior Vaishnava that is instructing us in our devotional life and keeping us in check to see how we're getting on with our, our attempt to serve. And we also have to try to do some introspection and see how I can improve my service, if Gurudev will be happy with my service, if what I'm doing is according to Gurudev's guidance, standard, and everything like that. So we are trying to follow in his footsteps and the footsteps of the Vaishnavas who are surrendered to Gurudev, who are serving him wholeheartedly. Sometimes difficult, some words, but anyway, so yeah, so that's that. And I was reading that to be able to help us remove all these unwanted tendencies that we have to try to cultivate humility, and Gurudev has very much emphasized these points of humility, tolerance, giving honor to others without expecting any honor for ourselves, which we repeat constantly. Everyone is repeating all the time this person. It sounds so simple, but it's actually not that easy. So we have to keep repeating so that it really goes inside, and keep repeating and keep reading and keep trying to understand these things so that we can actually apply it into our lives. So it's, there will be some tests coming to test our sincerity and faith to our guardians. And, we always have to be prepared for that and be able to see how we can overcome these challenges. And if we have an issue on how to overcome these challenges, then we can always have some guidance by our senior Vaishnavas, and then by the grace of Gurudev, then we'll be able to continue to march on with our service like Guru Maharaj is march on. The Lord is going to have some prasad. So, yeah, so that's, I don't know, it's a very small contribution from my side. I didn't really prepare anything. Sorry about that. We've been a bit busy. So, Dandavat Pranam to you. We can't hear you, Maharaj. Oh, now it's okay.
Okay. Yeah, we're having some remote control difficulties. Okay. Anyway, a quick question then, and that is to those who just come back from the Glastonbury Festival. Were you able to see it as all transcendental? Ananda Krishna, you look very happy, like your name. Tell us about the festival.
I didn't actually attend, Maharaj. I got here just a day ago. I'm on my way to SoCal for our Govinda Mela festival.
Oh, really?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Yes, but
so,
Jai Gauranga is here.
So Jai Gauranga is here, and Gadadhar Pandit, Ritu Raj, and Gaura Sunda, they're just getting, they just freshen up because they just came back, and they're all muddy from Glastonbury.
And Jai Gauranga Prabhu is ever fresh. Jai Gauranga Prabhu, please share with us all something of the festival in the light of devotional service. Question 1, did you see it all as transcendental?
It was it was definitely a challenge, Maharaj, to see it. The association of the devotees definitely helped. I felt to keep try to keep my vision in the right direction, and we were very fortunate that we had Gadadhar Pandit Prabhu, Vijaraj Prabhu was there, but also Sri Chaitanya Maharaj came the last 2 days, which was really nice.
Oh, good.
Yeah, and it was definitely a unique experience, one that I won't forget. But it was good.
A little bit speechless.
A bit speechless. Okay. Shocking experience. Were you able to remember Krishna?
Sometimes, yes, Maharaj. Some situations we had to.
Okay. Just so everybody knows, they've been in Glastonbury, which, I mean, I've never been there, but it's quite sort of infamous as a, a mundane music festival that lasts for some days. But they've been there for devotional purpose. And this year, Saraswati told that their main point was to go for preaching rather than collection. Sometimes they've gone there with the emphasis on collection. And this year they were able to go with more emphasis on preaching. So maybe Saraswati can give us a little, report about how it went, because she's in touch. She's looking after everything there.
Well, I was expecting Gadadhar Pandit to give us a nice report, and he's going to do that, but I think he's not around right now because they just came back. He drove like how many hours? 6 hours or something. Plus, they have to unpack the whole thing. It's quite a physical thing, and
Yes.
but he will definitely give a nice report, more than I could say. I just heard recently something I heard from Madhusudan that there will be people coming to the tent, and we had a nice little temple set up. There was kirtan going on. Gadadhar Pandit gave some classes. They went on Harinam and like that. So definitely some books were given out. And so we got some contacts, I guess. So I think it was very positive experience, but I think we'll hear more and a very nice report from Gadadhar Pandit for sure tomorrow.
I can give some as well.
You want to give some now?
I can.
Okay, well now he is opening up to give some reports. So now Prabhu's here, he will give us some report. Please do.
Well, we like Saraswati said, we sold. I think one day we sold 17 books to people just walking past and asking, like seeing the books and saying, "Oh, what's this about? Who are you? Where are you from? Oh, you're with the Hare Krishnas." And they got to have they got to hear about Srila Gurudev and Srila Guru Maharaj from some very nice devotees, and generally the reception was. I mean, if we go like in London, we've been on Harinam Sankirtan through central London, and maybe some people are mocking the devotees, making fun of them, but people really were quite happy to see us. That it was quite a positive response, and a lot of people said, "Oh, looking forward to seeing you next year. Please come back." Yeah.
Did Gadadhar Pandit give some classes?
Yeah. Maharaj as well.
As well. Okay, good. And how many people were in the classes?
Some people came in and out. Sometimes 2 or 3, sometimes 4, but very, very informal.
Yeah.
And is Cinmoy Devi, are you online? I can't see all the little boxes. Lavanyamai, because she's been managing everything, and she's an unstoppable dynamo for these distribution programs and collection programs. Is Lavanyamai online?
I think she might be driving. Yeah, I think she might be driving now on her way back because she came in a different car. But she definitely was the one who organized the whole thing, getting everything together, making sure that they have the kitchen set up and all the ingredients, and making sure everyone was fed and picked up, and she had to go and pick up everybody and it's a very big place. So from one place to another, it can take an hour to walk from the gate to the actual place where they were. They were in an area where it's called a healing field, which is a bit more peaceful. Everything else, there's so many areas and can be quite loud. But definitely at night, it's very loud music. So you have to wear earplugs. Otherwise, you can't really sleep. It's quite challenging, but the devotees go there and it's like being in the battlefield, right? So, and also near us, ISKCON has a massive tent, and they also distributing loads of prasad and books, and they do also Harinam, Sankirtan. And in few occasions we have joined with them in the Harinam, and so it was quite nice. We have, we have a good relationship with them, and they bring prasad to us, and we give them something like that. So it's nice.
All right, any question? Cinmoy Dev is here and he'll love to answer a question. He's nodding happily, just out of camera, but he'll move in. He's the operator of our camera at the moment because my remote control is not working properly. Any question for Cinmoy Dev? Okay, Cinmoy Dev, I'll have to ask a question if nobody else does.
Well, I can ask him a question, maybe.
Okay, yes, please do so.
Well, maybe one question about, I think Cinmoy Prabhu has been in many of those festivals, haven't you, Cinmoy? Like the Rainbow Gathering and all that. What was your experience in that? Was it positive? Is it good, easy to preach in those places? We can't hear you.
Okay, now you can hear. Now speak.
Well, what we have to think is that we don't really know what we're doing. We're doing service to the Lord. What's the result? That's up to him. You know, we're going out there, we're preaching, we're trying to distribute books, Krishna consciousness, these people. We're giving them an opportunity to get some sukriti, to see the lordships, to hear about the lordships, to hear about Krishna consciousness. What they do with that, that's their decision. But what is our mood? That's the important thing. What are we going out there to do? We want to think that Gurudev described it as we're going out to be their best friend. That's our mood, is that when we go out to preach, we're trying to be their best friend. Why is that? Because we're going to give them something that's spiritually beneficial for them, eternally beneficial for them. We're trying to give them the highest wealth that they're ever going to get in their life. That's kind of like what our mood is. And what they do with it, that's their decision. But we're trying to give them that opportunity. And so many people, different types of people will come to you, and maybe they, somebody comes and you think maybe they're not interested, but they get a little connection there. And then maybe after 10 million lifetimes, because of that little connection, they come to become Krishna conscious. And they come to instruct us. They become Krishna conscious, and they come to instruct us. That is kind of that would be a very high goal. There's even actually a commentary in Srimad Bhagavatam, I think by Srila Prabhupada, saying even maybe one of my devotees will come and become my guru, instruct me, bring me to Krishna consciousness. So, that's the way I see it. I also went to I've gone to many rainbow festivals in America. Those are actually much more mellow than these music festivals, but I can say that Maharaj has been to one as well. That was very difficult. Lightning in a Bottle in California. And if you think Glastonbury has loud music, you have no idea. You try and listen to techno until 2:00 in the morning. Horrible. But anyways, still we had people coming and they were interested and they got to hear the holy name. We did Harinam. So these people are getting some benefit. This is the truth. And we also had a little booth. We were giving out free blessings, and that attracted many people. And we tried to get Maharaj to give the free blessings, and he would not give the free blessings.
No. Sorry.
But anyways, by hook or by crook, we're trying to get him in there and like, hey, your spiritual life, it's important. You need to think about it. And this is what we're doing. This is Bhakti Yoga. This is Krishna consciousness. And try to just give him that little connection. Yeah.
Nice. Now Jagoranga is very inspired to go again.
I'm giving free blessings though.
Come into the picture.
Yeah, yeah.
Everybody really likes it. You should definitely do the free blessing. Everybody comes and you Om Jnana Gunamnasya. They don't know what that means, but That's your blessing. And they think you are some like sadhu all of a sudden because you know a Sanskrit sloka.
Ah, very good.
Just reach to them, get them in and reach to them.
Interesting.
Yes, just devotees and Navat. Just a little comment. I'm second everything that Chinmoy had said, and also there always big lessons on those occasions, as to not be judgmental, and because really we don't know who we, we come. I mean, we do. I mean, oh well, no, we do. I do have, maybe you have some. You get an idea, you see people, different people, and you already have some judgment, and then you always get surprised. You never know who actually comes to you. The one that the least that you think they might be interested, they are the one that actually are, and we don't know who they are and who is going to be interested, and again, who, and also we need to be always, giving the opportunity to everybody to get Shukriti, and also being with devotees, for example, Lavanya, Saraswati Devi, is learning again lessons, as they are never judgmental, especially Lavanya. So we're like, no, Shantimoi, don't, everybody, don't look at the appearance. And it's a test there because, it's easy to judge. There's a lot of variety in those festivals. But again, we are there to, as Shima already said, to give, they're all looking, they're desperate, looking for something. Really, you can see the desperation. So we're there with the, the biggest, the best they can, there's no more they can get. Okay, then the math.
I want to ask one very short question to Shanti Moy. I know that we are running out of time.
Yes,
Didi. Actually, Shanti Moy knows a little bit about those festivals because she went with Ishanuga
yes.
on a preaching festival, and you can tell us that you met one devotee from India.
Yes. It was, it was a big festival too. It's still running somewhere in the world. It was also 24 hours music, and a lot of everything in there. And I was very new, so I just thought, I just go there without even, following the protocols to actually, get the blessing. Just like, let's go there. And Ishanuga came along. It was only two of us, and we actually, for the whole festival, we only talked to one guy. One guy was interested, very young, and he was with a lot of our friends, doing all the things that, you do on that type of festivals. But he just left his friends, and he would come from morning to evening and stay with us, and hearing from Ishanuga was, just telling him, not preaching, just telling him about Krishna and Gurudev and Gurudev family. And it was just, just listening with he was very inspired then. This one guy came to Villa Govinda, Gurudev was here, he got initiated, went back, and now maybe 20 devotees there in Liguria, just one person. So looking back, I'm like, after so many years, I realized, I should have asked Krishnakanta Muninda, can I go there? And I was just like, I have to go there. And I went, and maybe, Gurudev sent us there. Who knows? I mean, we know it's all, not that we don't know. We know that, Gurudev is, when Krishna is looking for his lost servant, and then somehow, he gets you to his lotus feet. Yes.
The bigger picture.
Bigger picture. Yes.
Like we say that we feel that the books find the devotees, but also it's Krishna's way of bringing people in from nowhere. And so the books certainly, but the living devotees, to meet the devotees is really valuable. And after myself, I was reading book, but it was the devotees who captured me and made the change in their life. I was thinking, oh, I can just do Krishna consciousness while doing everything else I'm doing. But not from the devotees. They had another idea and another opinion. And they were truthful. Well, little truthful. They were very truthful. And they told white lies to make the truth more applicable. This is the last back to basics course. It's a last back to basics course ever. This is your last chance. It's starting on Monday. If you don't think you join this time, then you've missed your chance. So, okay, I'll start on Monday this way. And I knew they weren't quite telling me the truth, but they were very convincing that I really should do this.
Sarah, maybe
Anyway.
like
So meeting the devotees has some special value. All right, dear devotees. Well, the church bell has struck. We know it's gone 8:30 and the train has passed. So Gurudev knew the times of the trains. We also know it's gone 8:30. And Gurudev, apparently, he would sit just here nearby in what's now Gurudev's gazebo. And he would notice when the train was late and comment. We heard this from the devotees here. So we know that we are running late. So we'd better comment on that. And super to be here with everybody. And if we could just see the gallery view. And all the devotees who come to join with you in London, because we've come to join with you in London, and all the devotees from so many countries and places all over the world, from north to south, from west to east, South America, North America, far east, far west, and also here in the kitchen. We've heard them laughing at some of the comments which came out from Cinmoy Dev a few minutes ago.
thanks to the translation.
And oh yes, thanks to the translators, Chaitanya dasi in Portuguese to reach to South America. Many, many thanks. And to Hari Gopal Prabhu to reach the whole Russian-speaking world. And many, many thanks. And we've got all our quiet devotees here who are quietly getting very tolerant and respectfully getting bitten by mosquitoes now. And so to all of you, then our respect, honor, etc. And of course, Shri Guru Gauranga Sundar and Giriraj in West London. And in East London, Shri Guru Gauranga Radha Shyama Sundar and Giriraj, I believe, too, in East London temples. Jais to the deities there. Jai to the deities in Navadip, Shri Guru Gauranga Gandharva Govinda Sundar. And, well, we're in Italy. So Jai Saparika, Shri Guru Gauranga Gandharvika Gopinath and Giriraj Balagopalju ki Jai too. Jai to Srila Gurudev ki Jai, Srila Guru Maharaj ki Jai, Srila Prabhupada ki Jai, Bhagavan Srila Bhakti Saraswati Thakur ki Jai, our whole Sri Rupanuga Guru Vaga ki Jai, the present day Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Acharya Brinda ki Jai, all the assembled devotees here on the Zoom ki Jai, and all the worldwide devotees everywhere, Ananta Koti Vaishnava Brinda, unlimited numbers of devotees everywhere ki Jai. Jai Shrimati Tulsi Devi ki Jai, Gurudev Pushpa Samadhi ki Jai, Shri Harinam Sankirtan ki Jai, and Jai Shri Navadeep Dham ki Jai, and Navadeep Dham Parikrama, where we must walk with our heads, not with our feet, ki Jai, and Shri Harinam Sankirtan ki Jai, Nitai Gaur Premanandi,
Srila Bhakti Ranjan Madhusudan Maharaj ki
Vansha Kalpatarubhya Kripa Sindhubhya Eva Cha Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. I got to keep my hand on them. You keep Govinda, Govinda. So, dear devotees, have a successful Seva week. We shall see you all very soon. Chant Hare Krishna, be happy. Try to see transcendence everywhere by the grace of Sri Guru and Sri Gauranga. Nitai Gaur Premanandi Hari Hari.
Chaitanya